why Tesla earnings calls are not really important, at least not anymore. At least to me as an all-in Tesla stock investor. You see, there are really only two things that matter to me as an all-in Tesla stock investor. And I'll answer those in just a moment. But first, you need to hear this to understand those better. I bought Tesla stock in 2019. The reason why I did that specifically in 2019 and not before was before, and I followed Elon Musk closely since the recession in 2007, 2008. Around that time is when I started following Elon Musk, approximately. And then I look at Tesla. Every time I looked at Tesla before 2019, before profits started coming in, when I look, for example, at Tesla in 2016, 2015, where were the profits? I didn't see profits. I didn't want to do anything with the company. I believed in Elon Musk, and I was hoping that he would succeed, but I am just a little too practical to go ahead and invest in a company when the company is not making money yet. So I invested in the company. And also another reason why I did not invest before was if I invested, let's say, $2 million before 2019, and if I lost that money, even though I was a multimillionaire already, $2 million loss, that would have been a big loss. But now with all the real estate and everything else, I'm doing very strong regular cash flow. Even if Tesla stock goes down to zero, my lifestyle will not change even a tiny little bit. So that also helps to keep this investment. And that's the only stock that I own in my stock portfolio. I almost said Tesla stock portfolio because literally that's all that is. So the two things that I only care about Tesla, number one is innovation. Because if you have innovation, then you will be ahead of everyone else. That's the best moat that Tesla has. And number two is margin. I care about margin because if you have margin, that means the company will be profitable. But really, when you think about those two things, innovation and margin, if you have innovation, you will have margin. So really, I was exaggerating. I only care about one thing, and that is innovation. And for me, looking at Tesla stock and my stock portfolio, you hear diversify if you study investing. Not every single investor, but that's basically the general thesis. You have to diversify. But I have issue with that, and I'll explain in a moment how that ties into the earnings calls as well, and also Tesla stock specifically. The reason why I like to concentrate my holdings so much to a point where I would sell all of my S&P 500 holdings and put all of that into Tesla stock is when I look at businesses. For example, when I started my first business, it made money. I thought I was lucky, maybe. I started my second business, it made money. I thought maybe I was just lucky. I started my first business, it's made money. Maybe I'm just really lucky, I don't know, but maybe no, maybe it's skill. When I started my fourth and fifth, and all those made money as well. And then it became very apparent to me, it's not just luck, it's also skill. And when you think about what starting a business is, you could say that when you start a business, most people, at least, they put all of their time and also often, usually, all of their money into the business as well. So they are concentrating all of your wealth, including time, which time you could say that's a form of wealth, their time and money into this one business in the hopes it will pay off. Now, when you hear about investing and you hear the thesis or the strategy that you have to diversify. If you don't diversify, you're taking too much risk. It's impossible. You're just doing something ridiculous and preposterous and stupid, and you be smart, diversify. I really push back against that very strongly, because if you know what you are doing, like with all those businesses that I started, and the last one that I started was that I got into is in healthcare, very different industry compared to the industries that I was involved in before, and it's making money. So when I look at this track record, would I tell myself, if I could go back, would I tell myself, hey, Matt, you have to diversify, because when you start a business, that's basically investing, because you're investing your time and all on the little money that you have, at least with the first business, not so much little later, but you're investing so much time, all of your time, and basically all of your money, or most of it. It's not smart. I really push back against that, because then you start a business, that's the only way that you really make it work, unless you're extremely talented, smart, and you have significant capital. But as you get bigger in business, there comes a point where you have to consider, let's say, if I take 10 million and I put all of that 10 million into my own business, will the amount of money that I will make from that 10 million will be more than if I just take that money and put it into, let's say, S&P 500 or into Tesla stock. Well, in my case, I do like Tesla stock a lot. Now, in a way, I am diversified because I hold businesses also that I am involved in actively, and also properties. So in some way you could say I am diversified, but nowhere near as much. My holdings are quite concentrated. It's nowhere near as much as, how most people would approach investing. And why I don't care about Tesla earnings calls much anymore is because I just want the company to be innovating, and if they innovate, the margin will be there. If the margin is there, it will support the stock price, and the stock price will keep exploding. And Tesla earnings calls are usually about, if this is what's going on right now, this is the issue that we will not care about 5 years from now. It's easy to get lost in the noise. If you are a long-term Tesla stock investor like me, then short-term, whatever is going on doesn't matter. I mean, if I wasn't making those videos, then I wouldn't be paying as much attention to Tesla. I would still be reading all the important news, but I wouldn't be digging into like little tiny things that I still find interesting though. But I have a lot of other things to do as well. But I would definitely want to keep up every single day with, like, for example, how is Elon's health? If he gets sick or if the worst happens to him, then I might change my strategy with Tesla stock as an example. So the reason why I don't really pay as much attention to the earnings calls as many people would maybe think it would be appropriate to pay attention, and I still pay a lot of attention to everything Tesla related. So, but I don't think they matter as much anymore. But how I invest into Tesla stock is more how I would invest into my own company. Because let's say I put millions into my own business. Maybe many investors, when they invest, into something, would think, oh, if you put a big amount, a big percentage of your net worth into one company. That is ridiculous. That is silly. You should not do that. But I do that with my own companies, and it works. So that's the similar approach that I'm taking with Tesla as well. And also when you look at billionaires, which that's one of my goals, to become a billionaire eventually, they all start by concentrating their holdings, and they pick things that they really know inside out, and then they hold and they work hard, and then they wait. And only later they diversify. And not all of them diversify. Elon is still not diversified. Of course, I would like to point out that for many people, starting a business is extremely risky, and holding just one stock, like I am in my stock portfolio, that is risky. Certainly. Most people should never do that, I think. That's my personal belief. But those of you who are doing it, just like me, I would like to, it takes a certain, you have to be brave to a certain extent to also look at everything, think for yourself, and then make a decision based on what you see, not what others say. And to have such deep conviction that is based on facts, that takes some guts. So most of you who are doing that, or who have big holdings of Tesla stock in your portfolio, props to you. That is, many would find that hard to do, but if you have been in the stock for multiple years already, it paid off. Like, I think it will pay off by the end of 2030, which I think by the end of 2030, at some time, Tesla stock will hit $3,000 per share. And right here, you will see 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock. My name is Matt Posius. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.